Dude. Okay. And bro. What's up, Wild? How you doing? Are you ready for story time? I'm gonna wait a little bit just for more people to come. But yeah, how was your day today? Well, you're doing good. I just got off playing a bit of Apex. I got one dub. I played for like I think I played about just under 10 games, maybe. It's not too bad. Not too bad. What I missed, like I just woke up. I just started. Here, if you want to follow along, Nova and Wild, that is where we are at right now with the story. But I literally just got on. More sorry than what? I can't believe my phone lost Wi-Fi in the time you stream. Yes, yes, yeah. So let's get a little recap of what has been happening. So, like I said in the previous stream, um, I really thought it was going towards like an orgy. I really thought that. Then this girl who's 21 years old took out 5 or 6 people, killed them all, like killed those 6 people, and now they're going after. I think it's Chris. No, Christopher is dead. They're going after someone. I forgot who. They're going after someone that took Joshua, which is from the core group of guys. And yeah. So we don't know what's going on. The boys that were holding her, they do know that she is not Caroline. She is Samantha. So now I think they're on the same team. To be honest. I, but I mean, from the start, those guys and her were vibing together anyways. But like I said, at least now it's official. And the fact that she killed 5 or 6 people by herself, I think these guys are probably on her side for good. So, yeah, no. Let me just fill up some water and then I'll begin. How was your day today, Nova? Besides sleep. And what's funny is the story turned like that right at the last chapter. The whole chapter, one chapter literally changed the trajectory of this story. Because they had to take like 5 quizzes. 5 quizzes. All right, here we go. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys. Is it Thanksgiving? Yes, Louise. I'm giving thanks for being able to tell this story. But yeah, I hope you guys. Rob, it's me, Blue. How you doing? Doing good, dude. Stick around. We're reading a story, and I'm on chapter 31. And yeah, I thought it was tomorrow. What the hell? All right, here we go. So talk amongst yourselves. Chapter 31. Yes. I literally just got I literally got I literally recapped what has happened. I'm not sure you caught it, but I'll just give a very short explanation. Literally a girl got kidnapped. She was not the girl that's supposed to be kidnapped, and a lot of mayhem is around her right now. Yeah, bring the snacks. Bring the snacks. Get in your bed, under the covers. Get some good. All right. Chapter 31 of Kidnapped by the Mafia on Purpose. How are we supposed to find them? Michael asked me. Am I the leader now or something? Oh, okay. I guess I'm supposed to come up with a plan. I say, scratching the back of my neck. I'm not used to working with others. Tom stands up and we all look at him instantly. Michael, I want you to hack into Christopher's computer or anything you can think of, he tells him. Michael nods. Cody, I want you to make some phone calls, he tells him. What he said. I fold my arms and nod. Go, he tells the guys, since they haven't moved. What do you need me to do? I ask nervously. Nothing, he spats. I grab his arm before he can walk out of the kitchen. Listen here, Tommy. You have no right to be mad at me. You did kidnap me, and I'm sorry I lied, so we are even. I give him a sarcastic smile. And I'm sorry about Joshua. We will find him, and Caroline, they don't deserve this. I shake my head. He looks at me, jaw still clenched, but he nods and walks out of the kitchen. I don't know why, but I don't want him mad at me, which is weird. I walk out of the kitchen. The guys are doing their thing. I've actually never seen them work. Now give me a effing name, I hear Cody yell over the phone, and I've never heard him talk like that either. Did these boys just get hotter? I look over at Christopher's dead body and walk over to it. I sit down on the ground and start looking through all of his pockets. Are you pickpocketing Christopher, not Caroline? Michael asked me, probably a little creeped out. What? He's dead. He doesn't need anything, I smirk. I see Michael chuckle and shake his head. I look through his pants pockets till I finally find his phone. I look through his phone trying to find anything that can help us. I find a text message from the boss. It tells Christopher to take Joshua to this address. Christopher is such a liar. I'm glad I killed him. I got an address, I yell. Let me see, Tom says to me. I hand him the phone. This isn't where they took him. He shakes his head. How do you know? I ask, confused. Because it's just a place to meet up or trade. I have a plan, I smile. Is it a good one? Cody asks me. I smile nervously. I have a plan, I repeat. This can't be good, Michael mutters. All right, next chapter. I swear I'd be sleeping good today. So good. Chapter 32. This is definitely not the best plan I've ever thought of. I don't like this, Tom says once again. I roll my eyes. Do you have a plan? He sighs and shakes his head. That's what I thought, I say. Now I swear, if you guys leave me in there, whenever I get out, I'm going to personally kick each one of your asses. I smile sweetly. Wait, before we do this, what's your actual name? Cody asks me. I smile. Samantha. It's spelled Samantha. Michael wraps my hands together, but not too tight, so I can get out if I need to. Me and Tom look at each other. He gives me a small smile. Cody puts some duct tape on my mouth and a blindfold over my eye. Here, I got her, Tom says. I feel him lift me up bridal style and carry me out the door. If you start to feel scared or uncomfortable or anything, let me know. And we will... Thanks, Blue. And we will figure out another way, he says to me. The only thing I can do is nod. I put my head in the crook of his neck. I hear the trunk open. I feel myself being lowered into the trunk, and they shut the trunk. I'm back in the trunk, but at least this time I'm not being kidnapped. I'm working with them. Who would have thought that would happen? I really am good. You comfy? I hear Michael snicker. Even though he can't see me, I flip him off. I can imagine her flipping you off right now, I hear Tom say. We really are so in tune. It takes us a half an hour to get to the destination. I try to listen to what the guys are saying because I know they're talking about me. So, do you think she's crazy? I hear Michael's voice. She was playing us the whole time. I wonder if she's in the Mafia. Dude, she killed like a bunch of people by herself. Of course she probably is. I wonder who she really is. I feel the car start to slow down and it gets quiet. Then I hear talking again. I listen closely to what they're saying. Yeah, I'm here to deliver Caroline, I hear Tom tell someone. She's in the trunk, he says. Well, the boss is ready to take care of her. I can't hear what the other guy is saying. Thanks, man. We start driving again for a second and the car is put in park. Yes. Get some food and water. Yeah, Nova. Chapter 33. I really hope the guys don't turn on me or anything. The trunk opens and I feel myself being lifted up. It's me, Tom whispers in my ear as he carries me. Is this the girl? I hear a man's voice ask. Yes, Michael says. Why did you bring her here? The man asks them. The boss is ready to get rid of her, Tom tells him. Oh, okay. If that's what he wants, go ahead, he says. Tom starts walking, then I feel air conditioning all of a sudden, so we are in some kind of building. Tom takes my blindfold off. You okay? He asks me. I nod. He sets me down. I look around, and we are in some old building. It looks super creepy. We are in some kind of hallway. Let's go, Tom tells everyone. He grabs my arm softly, and we start walking. You all ready? Tom asks us. We all nod. We stop in front of a door and Tom knocks on it hard. A guy opens it. You and the girl could come in, but your guys have to stay out here, he tells us. No problem, Tom says. We walk into the room where there's 5 guys. She's beautiful, some creepy guy says. I can see Tom's jaw clench. The boss wants to get rid of her, so she's no longer useful, Tom tells them. Why did you bring her here? You could have just killed her at your place, the guy asked, confused. He wanted to see if one of you can get anything out of her, and if not, I'll take care of her here without ruining my carpet, Tom shrugs. Maybe we could have some fun with her first, the guy says. He dies first. Have you heard from Christopher? Tom asked the head guy. No, I haven't, but one of his guys, Mitch, he's here, he shrugs. Tom looks at me and I look at him. He nods. Okay, little girl, tell me what you know, he says as he rips off the duct tape off my mouth. I know that you're about to die, I smile. He looks at me confused, but I headbutt him before he can utter a word. I quickly get out of the restraints on my hand and punch him in the face. I see Tom in the corner of my eye taking out one of the guys. I grab on to the chairs that's in the room, hitting the guy in the back. Samantha, Tom says to get my attention. I look over at him, and he knocks out a gun in one of the guy's hands. I dive for it, and quickly shoot everyone that's left standing. She literally just shot everyone. What the frig? Tom puts his hand out. I grab it and stand up. That was fun. I smile at him. He just laughs and shakes his head. What the hell? What is she, Terminator? She's freaking Terminator. Chapter 34. Me and Tom walk out of the room. So how did it go? Cody asks, raising an eyebrow. We had a nice talk, I shrug. We need to find a guy named Mitch, Tom tells them. We all start walking down the hall until Tom stops all of a sudden, catching me off guard. He grabs me and pulls me back. I look at him confused and he puts a finger on his lips, telling me to be quiet. I lean against the wall and look over to see some awkward dude sitting behind a desk, playing on his phone. I got this, I whisper to them. I quickly walk out of the hallway and walk straight up to his desk. Excuse me? I say to him, smiling. He looks up and does a double take. Yes. Can I help you? He clears his throat. Yes. Where's Mitch? I pretend to be pissed. He says a little scared. That dumbass is in so much trouble. Now you better tell me where he is, or you might take the boss. You may make the boss man's list as well, I tell him. He's in the bathroom, he mumbles. Thanks, I smile sweetly. Also, could you hand me a tissue? I ask him. Yeah, he says, and turns around and opens the drawer. The guys quickly walk past me before the guy turns back around. Here, the guy hands me. Thanks, I wink. Impressive, Michael whispers to me as I walk over to them. I know. I smirk, flipping my hair. Let's go. Tom rolls his eyes. He's in the bathroom, I tell them. We keep walking until we see the bathroom door. You guys ready? Tom asks us. We all nod. We walk in. I see the guy's feet in the stall floor. We all lean against the sinks with our arms folded, waiting for him. Mitch opens the stall door and looks up at us, confused. He says, looking at us and then at me. This is the men's room. Oh, I didn't know, I say sarcastically. I walk over to him. I grab him by the tie and pull him over to the wall, maybe a little too hard. See you. What the hell? Nice to see you again, Mitch, I smile. How are you here? He says, looking at me confused, realizing who I am. Tom gets in his face. You were at my house. Where's Christopher? Mitch asks us, panicking. He's not going to save you, I tell him. Where's my brother? Tom says, grabbing him by the collar. Your brother? He says, trying to play innocent. Lock the door, I tell Cody. Wait, Christopher made me take him, and someone else got a blonde chick and brought him here, and one of the boss's men picked him up, he says, shaking with fear. Do you know where they took them from here? Michael asked him. I think to a house, but that's all I know. I swear, he says. Tom looks at me, and I look at him. We both nod, knowing he doesn't know anything else. I believe you, Tom smiles, and punches the guy, knocking him out. All right. They're literally on a crazed tear trying to find this Mitch dude. I'm sick of the I'm sick of the grammar and the misspells. I'm sick of that. Chapter 35. So that basically was a bust. We didn't really get anything. Now I have to go back to the house with them, and I know they're going to ask me a million questions and expect answers. We all walk into the house. The whole car ride was quiet and awkward. Sit, Tom orders me. I roll my eyes, but does as he says, not wanting to fight. Everyone takes a seat in the living room. I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. So is anyone hungry? I say, since they're all staring at me. Samantha, what? Tom asks me, or more like demands. Next question, I mumble. Why were you living with the real Caroline and her family? Michael asked me. I didn't have anywhere else to go, so they took me in. So everything you've told us before is a lie? Tom says, with his jaw clenched. Mostly. There was a few things that were true, like my favorite flower, and it was actually Caroline who taught me how to bake, and some other stuff. You really look just like her, Cody says, amazed. We get that a lot, but I'm actually older than her. I'm 21. I laugh nervously. I see Michael smirk. I roll my eyes at him. Are you in the Mafia? Tom asks me. Why would you think that? I ask him. Because no sane person would let us kidnap them, their best friend, or not. What? Or kidnap them, best... That makes no sense. Michael says like I'm crazy. Well, I didn't want anything to happen to the real Caroline or Jeffrey. So I thought since you already thought I was Caroline, I would just keep pretending to keep her safe and find out why you wanted to kidnap her, I explained. Also, you guys are bad, bad guys. I mean, you kidnapped the wrong girl, and if anything, it's like I was in charge, I smirk, changing the subject. She's kind of right, Cody whispers. Wait, what happened to all the bodies? I say, all of a sudden, looking around. We took care of it, Tom tells me. I nod. Okay, now, can we stop playing 21 questions? I say. Can I have someone's phone? Cody and Michael look at Tom for approval. Listen, if it makes you feel better, I've already used your guy's phone before to make calls, I tell them with a shrug. Tom hands me his phone, surprising me. I call Monica's number. Hello? She answers right away. Tom takes the phone out of my hand and puts it on speaker and sets it down so they can hear. Hey, it's Samantha. Put Keith on, I tell her. Yes, of course, she says in a panic. Bro, my grammar is making me cringe. This person's grammar is making me cringe. As I said before, I appreciate this person because they provided content for the streams, but whoo baby, it's been a ride. Chapter 36. It's quiet for a second. Then I hear some noises. Then I hear Keith's voice. Samantha? He says like he can't believe it. Yes, it's me, I say sadly. They took Caroline. Is she there with you? I hear him choke up a little. No. I try not to get emotional, but I'm going to find her. I promise. I'm going to find you, Caroline. Do you know where she might be? He asked me. No, but I'm working on it. It's a long story, but I'm working with the guys who kidnapped me. The boss man kidnapped one of their members, so they're going to help us, I tell him. Can you trust them? Keith asked me confused, which I don't blame him. I look up at them. They're staring back at me, probably wondering if they can trust me. Do I trust them? I guess I don't have a choice. I don't know, but it's the only option we have, I say, looking away from the boys. Okay, I trust you know what you're doing. But I'm going to need you to figure out a way to find the boss's address. Thank you, Blue. Or someone that would know where he lives, I tell him. Okay, he says determined. We will find her, I say again. Keep Jeffrey safe. Bring her home, he tells me. I will. Bye, I say and hang up. I close my eyes for a second and take deep breaths to calm myself down. I look up at them and hand Tom his phone. Oh, and hand Tom his phone back. Got it. What now? Cody says to no one in particular. There's nothing we can do now but get some rest and be ready, yes, I. She's right. Tomorrow we get some answers, Tom agrees. I'll go make sure we have enough guns and ammo, Cody says, getting up. I'm going to reach out to some people and see if they know anything, Michael says, walking to the computer. I can tell no one wants to sit down and wait. They want answers now. Man, this rice is good. I'm going to get some more. What kind of rice is it? Chapter 37. I'm going to go to my room, I tell Tom, not knowing what to do. I stand up and start walking to my room. Tom starts walking behind me. I thought he would stop at his room, but he follows me to mine. Once we are both in my room, I turn to him. Can I help you? I fold my arms. Listen, I get you don't trust us, but we don't trust you either. The only thing we know about you is your name, if that's even true. But we need to put all of that aside to work together if we're going to get my brother and the real Caroline back, he says. Just so you know, my name is really Samantha, and you should understand, with all this secrecy, I mean, you haven't told me too much stuff about you, I tell him. I know, he sighs. I guess we are more alike than I thought. I guess we are, I agree. We stare at one another, not knowing what to say. Daisies are my favorite flower, and I love baking. Before Caroline, no one had taught me how to cook. I grew up surrounded by men. Caroline is my first friend I've ever had, and I wish I was her most of the time. I wish I had her life, but I don't, and I'm okay with it now, I tell him. Why are you telling me this? He asks, confused. Because that's all I know about myself. Pretty pathetic, huh? I laugh nervously. Have you met me? I'm moody and too serious, and I don't stop and enjoy the moment. I think about what bad things that could happen next, because that's how I grew up. So I get it, he tells me, and smiles a little. I smile, a little happy we are connecting. I'm sorry I lied. I actually like you guys, I laugh. We actually like you too, he smirks. We will find them, I say determined. I know we will, he nods equally as determined. Good night, Samantha, he smiles back. Good night, Tom, I smile back. He closes the door behind him. I walk up and open the door to see if he locked me in, and he didn't, which makes me happy. Maybe they are going to do sex. It's red rice, so I wabbited. I wanted to try the rice with like a little beer. Oh, okay. Nice. Nova with beer. Oh, God. That's all the world needs. Chapter 38. I couldn't sleep all night. I kept thinking about Caroline and Joshua, hoping they're all right and not hurt or worse. I have to find them. I know Caroline must be really scared. I get up and shower and get dressed and go downstairs. The boys are all in the kitchen. Morning, boys, I greet them. Morning, Samantha, Cody says, catching himself. You guys get anything? I ask them. Nope, Michael sighs. Tom's phone starts ringing. He takes it out of his pocket and looks at who's calling. He looks up at me and hands me the phone. I take it from his hands and look at who's calling, and it's Monica's number. Hello? I quickly answer. It's me, Keith. Keith says. You find anything? I ask him, hoping he did. I was able to track down one of his employees named Macy Taylor. She's basically like his personal assistant, he tells me. Okay, how can we find her? She's out doing some shopping now, so get there as soon as you can. I'll send you the details, he says. Okay, thanks. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, he says, and we hang up. Who wants to go shopping? I ask them. They go and grab all their stuff, and we all pile into the car. We pull up in front of the shops and wait. What does she look like? Cody asked me. Keith said she has short dark hair and was wearing a blue top, I tell them. We wait in the car for half an hour before she finally comes out carrying a couple of bags and talking to someone on the phone. She's really pretty. Whoa, that's her? Michael says, eyeing her up and down. I glare at him. I notice the other guys are staring at her too. Really, guys? I roll my eyes. We still think you're hot, Samantha. Michael smirks. We watch her get in her car. We follow her to some expensive restaurant. Okay, me and Samantha are going in. Cody, you get in the driver's seat and be ready in case we need to get away fast, Tom tells them. Let's go, he tells me, and we get out. Do I look okay? I ask Tom, since we're going into a really nice restaurant. He looks at me. Beautiful, he says, so serious, and then looks away from me. I'm sure I'm blushing even though I never blush. We walk in and walk up to the hostess. May I help you? She asks in a snotty way. Yes, we are meeting someone. Macy Taylor, I tell her. I look over and I see her sitting by herself. I see her, I smile sweetly. Come on, honey, I say to Tom to annoy him. So, what's our game plan? I whisper to him. Good cop, bad cop? Tom smirks. So, I'm obviously bad cop, right? I smirk back. She's texting someone, so she doesn't notice us sit down across from her. She puts down her phone and looks up at us, a little startled. I think you guys have the wrong table, she laughs nervously. And then I see her suddenly check out Tom, which for some reason makes me a little mad. No, you're Macy, right? I smile, trying not to scare her. Yeah, that's me, she says, a little confused. Do we know each other? No, but we have mutual friends, I tell her. And who's that? She raises an eyebrow. Me and Tom look at each other. He doesn't have a name, but he's called the boss, Tom says. I see her gulp and then shake her head. I'm sorry, I think you're the wrong person. I can tell she's nervous and trying to play cool. Okay, let's skip all this banter because we know you're his personal shopper or assistant or whatever, I say seriously. I see her look at the other tables, probably trying to figure out what to do. Listen, I think you guys need to leave, she tells us. We will. We just need some information first, Tom tells her. He will kill me if I say anything, she shakes her head. I look at her. She's trying to be brave, but I know she's scared of the boss, and she has every right to be. He's going to kill you eventually anyway, and you know it. So why don't we work out a deal? You tell us what we need to know, and we will keep you safe, I say, offering her a deal. She thinks for a second. How will you protect me from him? He's the kind of man that if he wants you dead, you're dead, she says, getting upset. It's not just us two. We have other men who will protect you. And she's right. He will eventually kill you. So if I was you, I would take our deal because this is the best you're going to get, Tom tells her. She nods, knowing we are right. Fine. What do you want to know? She gives in. Your boss took a boy and a girl named Caroline. We need to know where he's keeping them, I tell her. I don't know anything about a boy, but I did hear something about a girl. She's at the boss's house. Where is his house? Tom asked her. You'll never get it again. Sorry, you'll never get in. It's heavily guarded, and the only people who work closely with him are able to get access, she says. Then we will need you to get us inside, I say. All you need is my key card to get in and maybe a wig, she says to me, hinting she doesn't want to come with us, which I don't blame her, really. Okay then, I nod. Chapter 39. Hey Lisa, how you doing? Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hold on, I'm just looking at some things. Doo-doo-doo. I didn't see what you wrote, Nova, by the way, so yeah. You wrote some stuff. Okay. Yeah, so chapter 39. We all walk out of the restaurant together and go into the car. Tom walks over to the passenger's side. Hey, Michael, take her back to our place, he gestures to Macy. Michael smiles happily. Yes, sir. He gets out as fast as he can and walks over to Macy. We all meet up at Tom's house and start trying to come up with a plan. You do realize this is suicide mission, right? If you guys get caught, Macy says, trying to warn us. We know the risk, I tell her. Macy, you'll stay here, and we'll give you something to protect yourself with, Tom tells her. Like a gun? She kind of whispers, a little freaked out. I'll show you how to use it, Michael tells her. She smiles at him. Samantha will impersonate you, Macy, and we will pretend to be her bodyguards, Tom says. Yes, I usually don't go out with some guy with me, but today was my day off, she says. Then we will search the house, Tom finishes. Sounds good, Cody nods. We will leave in the morning. Be ready, I tell everyone. Here, I'll show you your room, Michael says to Macy. For some reason, they spelt it Maxie. Thank you, she blushes a little. I bet you anything he puts her in the room next to his. Cody snickers. Okay, I'll see you guys later, Cody says, grabbing his things. Where are you going? I ask him. I have a date. He smirks. Oh, have fun. I giggle. Use protection, I yell as he shuts the door. Me and Tom sit awkwardly like we don't know what to say to each other. You want a drink? He asks me. Since you are legal, he smirks. Sure, I smile. We walk to the kitchen and he pours me and him a cup. Thanks, I say as he hands me my drink. Whatever happens tomorrow, I just want you to know I am sorry about all of this, Tom says all of a sudden, looking down at his drink. I could have had it worse, I shrug. It still was wrong, and I cut him off. The boss guy would have had someone else do this, and who knows what they would have done to me, so as weird as it sounds, I'm glad you kidnapped me. He laughs a little. You're something else. I know. I'm amazing. I flip my hair. You are, he says, serious. Maybe, after this, he starts saying, but looks at me and stops and shakes his head. Were you about to ask me on a date? I raise an eyebrow. No, he shakes his head fast. Good, because that's really wouldn't be right for you, my kidnapper, to ask me on a date, I say. Right, he says as he takes a gulp of his drink. So if we were to survive tomorrow and everything, we should go get a drink at an actual bar, I say to him. He looks at me confused. I thought you just said... I said you shouldn't ask me, I smirk. He actually laughs. So you're asking me on a date? He smirks. I mean, you're paying, I tell him. Okay, he nods his head. Okay, I nod my head. Bro. Jeez. She's sassy. She's sassy. She's an assassin. She's smart. And she's, like, jealous She's the jealous type. Oh my god. When all the other guys were looking at that other girl, like Macy, she's like getting a little angry. Bruh. That was funny. All right. I'm telling you, they're having sex. I thought an orgy was happening last stream, but no, they're having sex. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She's like, these are my boys. Yeah, that was funny. Okay, chapter 41. I don't know if you got caught up with the last story, Lisa, but as like again, just like to quickly recap it, I thought they were gonna have an thanks for the biddies, Blue. I thought they were gonna have an orgy last stream, but they didn't. She ended up killing 5 or 6 guys by herself in one chapter, and everything has changed. Okay, chapter 40. Okay, yeah, I'm telling you. Okay, do you have everything? Macy asked me. Yeah, I think so, I tell her. I put a black short wig on my head. Not bad, Michael smirks. Thanks, I smile. Okay, do you guys remember the plan? Tom asks everyone. Yeah, we all say at the same time. Good luck, Macy tells us, and I notice her smile at Michael. Oh. As soon as she walks to her room, I go over to Michael. Someone's got a crush. I smirk. Do you think she actually likes me? He asks me serious. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. I say like the. Let's go, Tom tells us. We all get in the car and drive to the boss's house. I have to admit, I'm a little scared. I left this life a long time ago and now I'm right back in it and it comes natural to me. You see? She was she was she was a friggin' I don't know, she took out 5 or 6 guys by herself, like killed. Did you just hear like what she just said? I have to admit, I'm a little scared. I left this life a long time ago. What the hell does that mean? She was an assassin. What the heck? She's a ninja assassin. Alright, anyways. I look at Tom. He's focused on the road. I can tell he's in deep thought. I wonder if he would actually like me and if he knew everything about me. I'm so used to keeping secrets that I don't know what's the truth or what's the lie I just made up. Please be okay, Caroline and Joshua. We pull over and Cody and Michael climb in the trunk. Ready? Tom asked me. Yes. We pull up to the gate where the security is. Can we help you? One of the guards asked Tom. Here. I don't bother with small talk. I just hand him my badge. He looks at it, then me. Thankfully, I had sunglasses on, so you really can't see my face. Okay, go on it, he tells me. We go through the gate and park. You ready? Tom asks me. Yeah, I nod. And Tom? Yeah? Be careful, I tell him. You too, he says, giving me a little smile. We get out and Tom lets the boys out of the trunk. Not fun being the trunk, huh? I smirk at Cody and Michael. Okay, you go around back, Tom tells them. Me and Tom walk up to the door where there's more guards. I show them my ID and we walk into the house. The house is huge. This boss man, whoever he is definitely loaded. Chapter 41. I'm telling you right now, this stream will end once we get to chapter 45. If this doesn't this little like startup of like momentum, if this doesn't end at chapter 45, I don't know. I don't know if I can wait till the next stream, but we'll see. Now it's starting to get interesting. Like I said, if you take away all the grammar mistakes and spelling mistakes and all the like the punctuation, like all this stuff, if you make this like clean all that stuff up, it's an okay story. Like without that 5 or 6 people killed by herself, but it's been not too bad. Like I could see like glimpses of like skill from this author, glimpses of it. Well, no, the actual story ends at chapter 61, but we do 15 chapters per stream. Okay, but I just want this to kind of wrap up. I just want to wrap up this like chunk of chapters we're doing. Okay, chapter 41. Okay, try to be as quiet as you can, and if you get caught, just say you're looking for the bathroom, Tom tells me. I know he's worried. We need to be quick, I say, even though I don't want to leave without Caroline or some clue to where her and Joshua are. Me and Tom start opening every door we pass, trying to find Caroline and Joshua. I don't see them, Tom says, growing frustrated. I'm going to go upstairs, I tell Tom. I go upstairs and try opening door while being as quiet as possible. I open another door, which was a big mistake because someone's in this room. Sorry, looking for the bathroom, I say, and look down. I know the person is probably wondering why I have sunglasses on in the house. It's okay, sweetheart, a guy says. I start walking out, but he walks up behind me and grabs my waist and holds me in place. You don't have to be shy, Macy. I know you know where the bathroom is, he whispers as he starts kissing my neck. No, seriously, it was a mistake, I say, trying to keep my Macy act up because she doesn't seem like the type to be into this. Sure, the guy chuckles. But for some reason, this guy seems familiar. I don't know why. Why do you have sunglasses on? Have a little too much fun last night? He laughs. A little. I laugh nervously. He turns me around fast and smiles at me, or I think he is. It's honestly hard to see out of these sunglasses. Why don't we have a little fun before the boss comes back, huh? He smirks. No, I'm okay. Thanks, though, I say awkwardly. He doesn't loosen his grip. I hear his phone go off and he answers it, but still leaves one hand on my waist. Yeah? He says, slightly irritated, probably because they are interrupting. Oh, yeah? Okay, I'll be right there, he says, and hangs up. Sorry about that, he tells me. All I do is nod. One more thing before I go, he says, almost to himself. He takes my sunglasses off really quickly, making me gasp, not expecting him to do that. Chapter 42. I look at him, and even though it's been years and his baby face is gone, I won't ever forget that face. Stefan! But I don't think he recognized me, only that I'm not Macy. He grabs my arm and pulls me downstairs to the living room where Tom is kneeled on the floor, a little bruised up, surrounded by two men. Found another one, Stefan says, and pushes me forward, signaling me to kneel beside Tom. Tom looks at me, making sure I'm not hurt. I give a small smile because I know we are screwed. You two are either very brave or really stupid, Stefan says to us as he paces back and forth, probably trying to decide what to do with us. You better be glad the boss isn't here. He would make your death slow and very, very painful, he tells us. He stops pacing and looks at us. I do have to say, you guys got further than most, he says, like he's a tiny bit impressed. Me and Tom don't say anything. I try not to look at Stefan too much, hoping he won't recognize me. Now, you will tell me who you are and what you want, he says to us. Me and Tom still don't say anything. Hard way it is, Stefan mutters as he grabs a gun from the back of his jeans and points it at Tom's head. I know Stefan, and I know he isn't bluffing. He will shoot him. Now, do any of you want to talk now? Stefan says, running out of patience. Stop! I say, finally breaking my silence. She talks. She talks, Stefan smiles. So you want to take the wig off? Since I know you're not Macy. But I do gotta say, you pulled her off pretty good. Same mannerisms and everything, he says, impressed. I look at Tom. I really don't want to take off my wig because once I do, there's no going back because I know Stefan will recognize me. I slowly bring my hand to my wig and pull it off, making my blonde hair fall down. I look at Stefan, who had a smirk on his face, but now looks at me in shock, realizing who I am. You? He says, confused. Ho 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 ho! Yeah. Yeah. Chapter 43. Hello, Stefan. I breathe out. I see him gulp, trying to process everything. You can tell I was the last person he ever expected to see again. How? He says mostly to himself, still not believing it. You know her? The guy standing next to Tom says to Stefan. Stefan starts laughing and shaking his head like he just heard a bad joke. Know her? I guess you could say we know each other, huh, Samantha? He says, getting irritated now. What's going on? Tom says, breaking his silence and looking at me and then Stefan. She is very good at keeping secrets, Stefan says, looking at Tom. Who is this, your new boyfriend? Stefan! Is all I can say, trying to warn him to not make me mad, even though I can't do anything. Why don't you tell him how we know each other? Stefan says, smirking. No going back. Me and Stefan were together, I say slowly. Yes, and we were even supposed to get married. Stefan glares. I see Tom didn't expect this, but he keeps his face neutral. Yes, me and him were together, but I never really loved him. It was mostly my father wanting us to be together. Stefan was the son he never had, and he wanted Stefan to take over for him when he died. They were pretty close, but even though my father knew I didn't love him in that way, he told me he didn't care that I was going to marry him one day when the time came. Me and Stefan actually were kind of good together. We grew up the same way and showed little mercy in our line of work. We were both heartless and we did find each other attractive, but I just never could get myself to love him in that way. You have some balls showing up here. Stefan laughs at me. As soon as he says that, I feel my face starting to pale and start feeling lightheaded. I start to put all the pieces together in my head. I keep shaking my head, hoping I'm wrong, that maybe this isn't happening. Your father is going to be really happy to see you, Stefan says to me, our faces inches apart. 2 more chapters! 2 more chapters! How you guys feeling? You guys feeling good? We're this. I will say this has went by so fast. We're only at 48 minutes right now. The past ones have been an hour and a half. This might be like an hour stream. What? I might do Apex after, just FYI. Oh my god. Or should I keep going? No, you know what? I won't keep going. I want to keep on the 15 chapters thing. We'll keep this the next part, the next stream. Okay. Chapter 44. My father? I hope that was wrong, but it's true. My father is famous, is the famous boss that everyone is scared of. Caroline's in more trouble than I thought. What? The other guy next to Tom says to Stefan, not understanding. Well, this is our boss's daughter, Stefan says, smirking at me. I thought he had a son, the guy says, confused. Yeah. What was his name? Sam? For Samuel? The other guy says. Sam for Samantha, Stefan tells them as he looks at me. But no girl could do all the things we heard about. I mean, he was a legend, the guy says. Excuse you, I scoff. She's definitely her father's daughter, Stefan says. Now, what do you want, Samantha? You wouldn't be here if you didn't have a good reason. And from the look on your face, you definitely didn't know that this was one of your father's houses. Getting a little rusty? Stefan says to me. I look at Stefan and trying to resist the urge to slap that smirk off his face. You know why I'm here, I say, even though I'm not 100% sure if he does. But from the look on his face, he at least has an idea. I do, actually. I didn't think you would actually show up, but your father has been looking for you, and when he had one of his partners go over to the Morgenstone's house to make a deal with Keith, he saw you and told him. He's very disappointed in you, Stefan says. What else is new? I roll my eyes. You betrayed him. He almost looks like he wants to hit me, but is restraining himself. He is a monster, Stefan. I want to yell. Aren't we all? I mean, who are you of all people to judge? But he's the one that made me this way, I fire back. Then you should be grateful. He made you perfect, and look how you repaid him. He spats. I could argue with Stefan all day, but he would always think my father is the greatest man alive. But there's differences between how my father treated him versus me. He treated him as if he was his child, and me as if I was a pest that he couldn't get rid of. So, what was this payback? I asked him. Well, yes, but not just to you, but to Keith. Mostly you were just an added bonus. I mean, how would you feel if you had everything taken away from you that you worked so hard to achieve? Your father knows Keith is the one that put him in jail, and he stole you away from him. He can't even run this city the way it should be run. Keith deserves everything that has happened to him. Stefan finishes his rant. This is all my fault. If he wouldn't have took me in and helped me, this probably wouldn't have happened. I do find it amusing that they kidnapped you instead of the real Caroline. And if someone didn't have happened to see Caroline, then we would have continued to think we had the real Caroline. I do have to admit, that was a smart play. You did need to leave before your father found you, and this opportunity fell in your lap, and you jumped on it. Smart girl. He winks, but sadly, once again, your father is 2 steps ahead. You know I hate to break it to you, but if my father ever found another little minion, he would dump you and never look back. I spat. I see his jaw clench because he knows I'm right. Why don't we quit this banter and get on with this? Tom says, annoyed. Okay then, Stefan smiles. Last chapter. That is some tea. So the boss turns out to be her daddy. Her daddy did not like to be put in jail by that guy Keith. So her daddy is the boss. How does she not know who her dad is? What do you mean? She knows who he is, but he was in jail. I don't know if he's still in jail. That part is still kind of fuzzy to me. She knows who he is, just doesn't know that he was the guy behind all this. Her dad is not here at all, so she doesn't know like anything. But she, yeah. But so anyway, Stefan's working for her dad. Ooh, baby. Oh boy. Yeah, this is the last chapter. Damn, we both got daddy issues. Okay, last chapter. Let's wet the whistle and get right into it. Okay. But does anyone have any questions before we get to chapter 45? Because like I said, this is the last chapter of the stream. And, you know, if anyone has any questions or just wants to get caught up with something, like, who's this? I heard you say this. Who is that? Like, what's... No. Because this would be the best time to do it before we end the stream. And, yeah, whom seems to like the main love? Whom seems like the main love interest? Who... Well, the love interest is, what do you call it? Caroline and Tom. Tom is like the quote-unquote leader of that group of boys. And he was the one that actually kidnapped her from the party. So I guess they have a connection in that sense. And so Tom is the leader of the group. He's the one that kidnapped her originally. She's like flirtatious and teases. She sees like some interest in him and stuff. Now that she's like, you know, kind of chilled out, they know who each other is and stuff. So yeah, so that's the main. I would say the main 2 characters are them in this story. I would say Samantha and Tom. They're the main characters. The villains obviously is the father, her father now. Now before we didn't know is the boss. Now it's the father. So the villains obviously is the dad. and Stefan. Christopher and stuff was a villain and stuff, but I mean, then now we gotta know if she gonna kill her dad. Well, that's the thing. Now we're getting into now like the later part of this like the last 15, 16 chapters. That's the thing, is we get to see if she will kill her dad. If she will kill her dad, if Caroline will get killed, because again she is still kidnapped with Joshua. So if any of those guys will be killed, Stefan is always the villain. Well, there you go. There you go. Why they always gotta make Stefan the villain, man? Stefan he seems like a Swedish dude. What if we call him Stefan, Lisa? Does that make him in the clear? Maybe I'm just calling him Stefan and just labeling him. It is spelled Stefan, but the name is always even. All right, let's wrap it up. Chapter 45 of Kidnapped by the Mafia on Purpose. Where's Caroline? I ask Stefan. Oh, she's in the back room, he points. Why do you care about her so much? He asked me, genuinely curious. I mean, I have never seen you care about anyone in your entire life. She doesn't deserve this, Stefan. Now I'm saying Stefan. I tell him. Probably not, he shrugs. Where's my brother? Tom asks Stefan. Oh, the kid? He says like he's trying to think. Oh, he's back in one of the rooms too. We wanted to see if he would be any use to us before we took care of him. I see Tom try his best not to snap Stefan's neck. In the corner of my eye, I see movement, and I see Cody, finally. So what happens now? I ask Stefan. Well, that's really up to your father. He's busy at the moment, so we will just have to wait for his orders. Such a good lapdog, I snarl. You really thought you can get away from him and have a happy life? He laughs, ignoring my comment. And look what's happened. We have you and your precious new family. Who else do you have, Stefan? I say, growing angry. Just Caroline, and oh yeah, we picked up Keith this morning. Did I forget to mention that? You son of a bitch! I scream in his face. But at least they don't have Jeffrey. I'm trying my best to keep my cool because I know Stefan loves it when he gets a rise out of me. Come on, Cody. I see Tom slowly getting ready to attack the guards behind us. We only have one shot at this, and if we don't do everything right, we're dead. I look at Tom and give a small smile and a nod, hinting I'm ready. Stefan, as much fun as this has been, catching up, I really need to get going, I tell him. And what makes you think I'm going to let you go? He says, inching closer to my face. I know you're not going to let me, I shrug. But like you said, I am my father's daughter, and he taught me to never surrender. I quickly headbutt him, breaking his nose. Tom grabs a knife that was in his boot and stabs one of the guards and tries to take the other one down. You little bitch, Stefan hisses. He grabs my hair and throws me into the wall. As he comes closer, I hit him in his sensitive area and quickly get up. I punch him in the face and I try again, but he quickly blocks it. We keep going around and around. You're not going to win, Sam, he tells me. We both look pretty beaten up, and he's right. We can't anticipate each other's moves since we have grown up with each other. Hey, did I miss the party? Michael says, strolling in. Stefan looks behind him for a second, but that was a mistake. I quickly grab a vase and smash it against his head, knocking him out. Thanks, Michael, I laugh. Anytime, he shrugs. All right. There it is. That's the end of this stream. So, again, a recap of what just happened. So, they have Caroline. They have Joshua, which is Tom's brother. And now they have Keith, which is the mayor, which is Caroline's father. So, now, they seem to have, overpowered Stefan and the other person. I don't know the end what will happen, but they seem to be overpowering them. And now, especially with Cody and Michael as backup, I think, I don't know, I think they will like get past this, and who knows? So now they have that, and then they have obviously Macy back at their house. So I don't know how she's gonna be involved. You know, we'll see. We'll see about that. So, anyways, I might come back for like a mini world stream, maybe even an Apex stream. I'm not sure, but I wanted to get this story out, and I'll try to do this story again soon, within the next couple days, and then we can wrap it up, and after that, jump into another story. You know. Anyways, all right. Take care, guys. Thanks for being here, and see you soon. All right. Bye.